Kenny, the Bucks are up 2-0 on the Heat after dismantling them in Game 2, 132-98. Ouch. Milwaukee is only a 1.5-point favorite tonight in Game 3, so chase or fade that they easily cover the spread.
It's a really, really tough one because a lot of times when you see a line like this, you want to believe, well, it's just too good to be true. But honestly, I do think that this is a spot where I'm looking to target the Bucks. I just think that in general, they got so much better from Game 1 to Game 2, especially when you look at the defensive end of things. The Miami Heat ran out of ideas, really, on offense. They just got dominated. On the glass, Bam Adebayo, another so-so game. If you remember last year during the bubble, Bam Adebayo was, one of the driving forces behind really why this team was so successful and so able to penetrate some of the hardest defenses in the league too, like the Bucks. And right now, we're just not seeing that same kind of punch from this offense on the Miami Heat side. The scoring has really just been an issue. And so for that reason, I just think that the Bucks, if you give them an advantage on that side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball, I just think this is over. I think that this could be a sweep for sure. The Heat, I just think, are not the same team that we saw in the bubble a year ago. And once again, I'm just really struggling to understand where the offense is going to come from here. The bigs are just not going to be able to produce the way. I mean, Dwayne Dedmon's not going to be the answer here, right? And without the shooting that we saw last year as well that got them so far, they might be a one-hit wonder here, Jesse. I just don't think they even win a game in this series.
Nick, what do you think?
I think Miami takes one of these next two, and Milwaukee probably wins the series in 5. But man, what we saw in Game 2 was just a complete dismantling. Like Kenny said, I mean, Game 1 looked a lot like last year's series, and I truly believe if Milwaukee had not pulled out Game 1, that some of the alarm bells maybe would have started to sound, and guys start playing a little more tense. And I don't think we get the performance from Milwaukee that we got in Game 2. But the Bucks in some ways I think are kind of a front running team, and they feel a lot more comfortable when they're up 2-0 instead of down 0-2 or tied 1-1, where you kind of feel like you have to win a game. And when they play loose and they can get their shooters going, they're really, really hard to stop. And that's exactly what we saw on Monday night in Game 2. Now, are Bryn Forbes and Pat Connaughton going to combine to hit 11 3-pointers? Probably not. But when you look at the shooting for guys like Giannis, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, it hasn't been all that good. I think Giannis is like 1 of 10 from 3, and he's not exactly Kyle Korver, but he could do better than that. So I think some regression from the Bucks bench is probably offset by maybe some progression from some of their stars.